Hello, hello, and welcome everybody to this presentation of Crosspoint Dota, or Crosspoint Dota League, match between KGT and, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, but I will struggle through it, Rasarit De Soare. Joining me is Zebra. How you doing, Zebra?
Good.
Good, good, good. We're going to jump right into the bans and picks. We got Magnus and Batrider coming out. I'm also going to preemptively apologize if you see me fiddling with the overlay. My XSplit decided that it was going to completely reset itself, and so as a result, I need to add a couple more things. So if you wouldn't mind, Zebra, taking over this draft.
Okay, so far they just have some simple bans coming out. We have Magnus and West coming out for RDS. And for KGT, we got Batrider and Lone Druid. Obviously, some really simple stuff that you don't want messing up your game, because all four of those heroes can be very game-changing, and we're going into the first pick here. 20 seconds on the clock until they go into the reserve time, and they have a lot to them that they can pick. They have a Lifestealer up for grabs, they have a Darkseer and a Clockwork, they have a lot of heroes, and obviously there are many different things they can choose.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, especially with the patch changes in full effect. They have to give a lot of time to whatever they're gonna pick, since you have one pick, and then two picks by your opponents, and then one pick on your team as well. Oh, gonna burp. Nope, never mind. And so, especially with this new draft format, there it is. Excuse me. It's gonna be interesting to see how the teams decide to do their picks, especially with all the various patch notes coming in.
Yeah, there's a lot to expect and a lot to get adjusted to.
And there you go, starting off with the Nyx Assassin. Viable solo mid possibility, as well as a very strong support, especially in tri-lanes. Gives a lot. The only nerf that he experienced in the patch is a decrease in the amount of mana burn that he exudes whenever he casts a spell. It's now, I believe it's 3.54, 4.55, something of that nature. And on the opposition, Lifestealer and Bane both coming out. Bane was practically untouched, but Lifestealer received the what's it called? Open wounds nerf, and so the cast range is no longer 600. It is now 200, 300, 400, 500. And Shadow Demon coming out as the counter pick.
Both teams have a lot of setup for kills so far. Bane and Shadow Demon being really good for that.
Dire team ban.
Yes, in addition we have again going with more changes to the casting, or to more changes to the game itself. We have the banning phase coming out now again. Seeing Weaver, Puck, Keeper of the Light, trying to ban out heroes that both teams need. Again, very different style of banning. It's actually pretty interesting because before the International, the bans were set so that it was three bans, three picks, two picks, two bans, two picks, two picks. And then after that they switched it to two bans, three picks, three picks, three bans, two picks. And now you have this very convoluted thing that I'm not even going to try and address. But we see Rubik getting picked up. Makings of a possibly an offensive tri-lane. However, Nightmare in conjunction with other spells is normally used offensively, but Rubik is generally picked up in defensive tri-lanes because the telekinesis is able to pretty much negate any aggression that is put on the tri-lane.
Yeah, and both teams have a good set of supports that might be able to get a good few kills, maybe able to roam around the map. But we're still looking for a carry for RDS. That might be what they pick up here, or maybe even a mid-hero.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and that's another thing, is that we really have no idea as to how these pick and ban changes are going to affect common drafting etiquette, I guess you could say. When is it now important to grab your mid hero? When is it now important to grab your supports? When is it more important to grab your carry? Definitely things to keep into consideration as we continue moving forward with this patch.
And we haven't seen too many heroes that have been completely drastically changed by the patch come up in this draft yet.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, a lot of teams have to try out the heroes. I mean, there were a lot of Aghanim Scepter buffs, and honestly, after reviewing them, I think a lot of them are pretty negligent. The only ones that I see practically getting picked up are your Silencer, as well as your, as the Necrolite. I mean, the other thing you have to take into consideration is with or possibly Doom. The other thing that you have to take into consideration with most of those heroes is that you have to farm up an Aghanim Scepter on what is normally not a commonly used hero. And so, I mean, what are you sacrificing as a result of that? And we're going to see we're going back to more standard Queen of Pain, very viable mid candidate with Blink. Shadow Strike is used very often as a harassing tool, as well as Sonic Wave and Scream of Pain, making her very, very viable bursty, blinky hero.
So they're looking for a lot of
10
kills right now. Maybe
seconds
Nyx
remaining.
and Shadow Demon will buy up some smoke. And with Queen of
5
Pain, they should be able to roam
seconds
around and get like burst down a lot of their heroes.
We're going to see a Bounty Hunter coming out, actually. So there's your tri-lane. It looks like your defensive tri-lane. Gondar going in your solo off lane. Gondar's fallen off a lot recently, just because most teams are clumping up more as opposed to... You see a lot of 4+1, and so as a result, Gondar is rendered pretty ineffective because he has to find those supports, he has to find those ganks, he needs to get that track hold up, and that's what really makes him viable. But whenever all the teams start removing his ability to basically run in and gank, it makes it a lot harder on Gondar as a hero overall, and as a result, we've seen him drop off. And Nature's Prophet is picked up by Rasarit.
Radiant team ban.
Now, this is sort of interesting. Will they will they put Nature's Prophet in the jungle, or will they sack the off lane? Like, what are they gonna do here? I guess it depends more on what their hero will be for their tri lane, if they really want to sacrifice it.
Well, to be honest, I mean, Rasarit's picks are pretty ambiguous at this point. Like, there's your Gyrocopter. So it looks like they're going to go Gyro mid, defensive tri-lane, Bounty Hunter in the off-lane. But Rasarit has potential with their lanes. I mean, you could arguably, put Queen of Pain in the off-lane and get away with it because she has her Blink. She can hide in the trees and get experience. You could put Nature's Prophet in the off-lane. You could put Nature's Prophet mid. You could do an aggressive tri-lane, put Queen of Pain in the middle lane, and put Nature's Prophet in your short lane. We won't know, really, until this 5th pick comes out.
Yeah. And I feel like they picked up the Gyrocopter to like ban out so that Rasarit De Soare couldn't pick it up themselves, because it would have been a good pick for them as well.
Yeah, and we see the Doom pick coming out. Big pick. He's also affected by patches, by the patch 6.78. Doom now does not tick down if you are in 500 range, I believe it is, of enemy heroes. The doomed hero, I should say. So very interesting pickup of the Doom. I'm going to introduce the Dire team. We have Undead Ruler on our Nature's Prophet, Kozo Din Karakal, I'm just going to call him Kozo, on the Shadow Demon. We have 810 on the Queen of Pain, Son of Satan on the Nyx Assassin. I'm surprised he's not playing Doom. And on the Doom we have Fikat Rosu.
Alright, do you want me to introduce the Radiant?
Yes, please.
Okay, so on the Radiant side, we have Antony 411 on Bane, we have Leroy on the Lifestealer, we have Blitz on the Rubik, Freddy on the Gyrocopter, and Slider on the Bounty Hunter.
Now, as we see, we have our Doom, so it's going to be, looks like a defensive tri-lane, which makes sense. This is going to be a very passive tri-lane, though. I mean, Shadow Demon is useful for his disruption, either defensive or offensive, but unless Doom is going to be maxing level death, they really don't have the kill potential to take out the hero, to take out Gondar. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Granted, I don't know if they have sentries. Do they have sentries? They did. Okay, they did start with sentries, so they may be able to pick him off, considering that it's a solo Gondar and not a try-on-try. Switching over to the Radiant side, though, you also have a tri-lane, as we predicted, and Leroy is actually cutting through certain trees, trying to give more vision, give more room for his supports, and you see that the supports from and they're actually completely sacking the offlane like you predicted. The supports also bought sentries to try and negate the ward pulls.
Well, I think what Nyx and Shadow Demon will be looking at doing, as Shadow Demon did buy up a smoke, is they will go to the mid lane and try to gank Gyrocopter up a bit. Because if they could stop his farm, that would be pretty beneficial.
Well, it's also, Gyrocopter did receive a big nerf in the patch. I mean,
the flat cannon
cooldown is now at 30 seconds instead of 20 seconds. He's not going to be able to really AFK push lanes as he used to be able to, and farm ancient stacks or neutral stacks, just farm in general. It's going to be hurt a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects his overall play. I mean, right now he's being able to keep up. He's beating the Queen of Pain 3-2 to 4-2 to 1-0, 1-0, 2-0. So he's doing a good job, and this Gondar is really not going to see a lot of farm. And as you can, he started off with a poor man's shield to try and negate some early harass, but all that he doesn't have any wards. All that the supports have to do of RADS, excuse me, is continue pulling, stacking and pulling, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, the Gondar probably wants to start roaming and killing other lanes as soon as possible because he's not going to get too much here, like you said.
Well, I mean, the big problem that Gondar has is that he's not like a Nature's Prophet, and he's not like a Dark Seer, and he can't go, and he just got mana burned, and he can't go into the jungle and farm like Nature's Prophet can. I mean, he's stuck. He's stuck in this lane. He can't really do anything. You don't have an effective ganking mechanism at level 1. Maybe level 3 whenever you're able to put a point in the Janata, but it's very hard to gank other lanes, and Gondar desperately needs farm. And you just encounter a situation where he's just not going to be able to find it without potentially getting ganked. I mean, you have Shadow Demon pulling out double pulls here, completely negating the creep wave while simultaneously allowing himself to get some farm. Very good play, negating the Gondar. And right now we actually might see some action in the bottom of the river. We get the DD damage room denied from the overarching creep camp from Rocket Barrage. Oh goodness, she's almost dead. Nightmare synergizing very well still with Rocket Barrage, excuse me, almost taking out the Queen of Pain. Had Bane been... Oh, he did have level 2. So he wasn't able to get the Brain Sap off and would have been
It
able
was
to get
just
the first
out of
blood.
range.
Just out of range, yeah. Very close play by Queen of Pain. Very good rotation by the Radiant side supports. And Blitz denying that DD, big factor. And going back to those Radiant side supports, they're also pulling, I mean, like fiends as well, and it makes sense. Granted, they don't really have to worry about it as much, but that's how they're going to get their levels. And so you can see the Bane, this hard camp is going to have a double stack? No, he wasn't able to get the creeps out of the... he wasn't able to get the jungle creeps out, and you're going to see at the top lane, this Gondor is going to get pushed out, and that's also due to the fact that Doom was able to find a Satyr Hail Color,
Have fun trying to bust
whatever the
down
big
Reed's
Satyr creep
churches
is, and so he
now.
was able to get the health regen from Unholy Aura, and he was also able to get the nuke, the shockwave that you were able to emit from that Satyr, so he's able to pretty much push these lanes however he wants, and he's doing the typical build, maxing Devour and Scorched Earth, giving himself as much bonus gold as he can from Devour, while simultaneously farming pretty hard. But let's looking at the CS, I mean, he's right on par with Lifestealer, but Lifestealer has opted not to go a Midas yet. So Doom is actually beating him in terms of overall gold.
Here it comes right now.
The Midas is coming
The
up.
recipe.
Okay.
The recipe for the Midas.
Okay, so he is going Midas. It'll be interesting to note how early he gets the Midas, because he's still 300 gold away. You're looking at maybe a 5-minute Midas. That's very fast. It's very good. But Doom will outclass him if he decides to go. Uh-oh, we got Queen of Pain getting stalked. She's going to eat Janata, and she's going to blink out. However, we have Soulcatcher going out. Disruption as well. Mana Burn as well as Impale. This Gyrocopter might tick down. He's going to burn his Battery Assault. Rocket Barrage, excuse me, and... Nyx Assassin may be giving up first blood. He's going to salve, not able to salve. He's going to eat another auto attack. And Shadow Demon's doing a good job of being really fat and just staying in his way. Bane's looping around. They're trying to get him. Unfortunately, Gondor doesn't have boots yet. He's not going to be able to catch him. It looks like he's going to be able to lope away. Oh, we got an Nature's Prophet
Bane
TP
could
in.
have
Nope.
lice sapped right there, but he
Well, the
decided not
key...
to.
There it is, and there's your first blood, because it got to the point where, well, this Shadow Demon's following behind us, why don't we just go on in? And Queen of Pain's going to rotate in, Bane gets the first blood, he's going to take a Shadow Strike.
Courier
from
getting
Queen of
killed.
Pain. Which Courier got picked off? The
Oh,
dire
no,
side?
it's fine. It almost died to the Rubik, but it didn't quite. It got away.
And Nyx almost gets picked off by the Rubik, meandering up there with his Fade Bolt, as well as Prophet, who almost rotated in. A lot of action, a lot of extended fighting for level 1. We got a missile coming out on Queen of Pain. It's going to do not a whole lot of damage, just 1 point of rocket, homing missile, excuse me.
About that bottom tower.
Very close pickoffs. A lot of action going on early. Always like to see that. Bane has retreated back down into the jungle, where he is continuing to stack the jungle creeps, continuing to get as much farm as he can. And Gyrocopter, it's actually very interesting here, because Gyrocopter is using his rocket as a form of harass, since Queen of Pain is staying out of range of his flat cannon, just trying to deal some more damage, especially now since Bottle Crowing is not nearly as viable as it once was, with a 30% movement speed nerf if your bottle is empty. So very interesting to see that Gyro is now pinging his Ancients, which do have a stack on them already, probably telling his teammates, hey, I want these stacked more, please do that, or he's going to do it himself. Is he going to get the stack? Nope, he's not going to get the stack. He did it a little bit too late, and we have an Illusion Room top, and we got a pause coming out. Flag makes sense.
We can see that both Midases are both on the carries. But I feel like overall, Doom's a little bit more ahead, even though he's 3 CS behind because of the Devour.
Well, if you look at their gold per minute, you can see it. It's 25. He's 25 gold per minute higher, and it's as sad as it is to say, it's just going to get bigger because looking at Devour, 25, 50, 75, 100 bonus gold per level. I mean, that's a lot. 100 bonus gold per level plus the overall creep CS, whereas Midas only gives you 190 gold. So he's killing a creep, say it's a jungle creep, he's getting 80 gold, and then a bonus 100 on top of it. And then he has a Midas on top of it. So his farm is just going to skyrocket, especially because Devour is only on a 40-second cooldown at max level, whereas Midas is a 100-second cooldown. He's going to get out of control very quickly if they're not careful about this. I mean, these are optimal Doom conditions. This is how you want Doom situated. He's in a solo lane, he's not being contested, Gondar can't really do anything, he's only level 4 still, and he's maxing, he put 2 points in Shuriken Toss instead of maxing Janata, so, I mean, he can't really harass him coming out of Shadow Walk with Janata harass. And in the meantime, in the Radiant side, we got these supports getting levels, so I mean, it's going to be nice to see how they counter this. The supports are all sitting at around the same level, which is good. We've kind of a rotation coming in here. Gyrocopter retreated to the safety of his tier 1 tower.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom
And apparently,
tower?
it's really hard to hear me in Dota
Dire
TV, which
winning
makes me very
fortified
sad.
that structure.
But no, so far the game's going well. We have kind of a dive by Nakes, but he has the Logger's Hatchet, making him 100% okay to just move out of Nature's Prophet Sprout. And Nature's Prophet may actually be coming into this lane to stay in it. He got 5 levels in the jungle and is rotating in.
Yeah. It looks like he might be going a Midas too. That might just be Treads, but he does have the Gloves of Haste out.
Oh, and actually, Lifestealer's going to go in and try and man up. We have a defensive disruption coming out. That's going to completely negate anything that Lifestealer can do, but also simultaneously reveals that the supports are there. I would have liked to see them use that as bait. If they would have let Lifestealer pound on Nature's Prophet for a little bit, they would have been able to do an offensive disruption, synergizing into an Impale, possibly another Sprout. Oh boy, and we have a call down being used as well as Fade Bolt. They're trying to pick up this Rubik. Is he going to be able to get it? Or pick up the Queen of Pain? Is she? No, she's not going to be able to get it. Instead, they're going to take the Gyrocopter. Trading, what was that, a Sonic Wave and a Scream of Pain for Rubik Fade Bolt, as well as Gyrocopter ulti and Gyro's life. Definitely worth it. Very good play by the Queen of Pain, even though I missed the initial kill. And now she's waiting for the 8-minute rune. And she's going to find it. Pop it immediately to try and get away from this Rubik. Ping's going out. But yeah, no, going back to the Doom, he has his own Midas. What's their gold per minute? His gold per minute's at 500 now, whereas Nake's is stuck down at 450. And we have Queen of Pain going Treads. She has the Treads, just need to put them on the courier and send them out. Shadow Demon sitting down here solo against a Lifestealer. I don't like that very much. I mean, he's trying to get some levels and he's sitting under his tower, but Lifestealer can just turn around on him, especially because the Radiant supports are just continuously pulling, getting good levels, getting good farm off of that. I mean, and you can see it, level 3 and 4, and with the Dire side supports, 4 and 4 apiece.
The graphs are very back and forth right now. Looks like both teams are sort of like back and forth when it comes to golden experience.
Well, I mean, right now it's settled into a more passive game. I mean, you've got Nature's Prophet farming the jungle, you've got supports pulling and pulling and pulling and doing the camps to pull the lane back. We've got some pings going out. They know the rotation of Dire. Radiant side knows the rotation of the Dire. They know where the supports are, and they're going to try and take this tier 1 tower. I believe fortification has been used. It has. And we're going to see if they're going to be able to take this down, see if Lifestealer can get the last hit. They see the Shadow Demon rotating in. They're going to try and go for him. Lifestealer does not get the last hit, but no rotation to come out and try and get him. They would be able to pick him up under the tower. They just have to be careful with the tower aggro, and they just lost their creep wave. On the top lane, I'm going to miss Nature's Prophet getting picked off by a Gondar. And that looks like it was a track kill as well. Queen of Pain's going to throw out a pause, though. And they're going to try and take out this this Gondar. Do they have the wards? They do not currently have the reveal for him.
Yeah, he just pulled his invis. Doom actually used his ulti on him a little bit earlier. They might have been actually able to get the kill.
They may. The only problem is that even if you Doom an opponent, I believe if Okay, now I'm unsure of that. Because if you get doomed while you're invis, you're still invis though.
You're still invis, but if he did it before he pulled the invis, because he literally just pulled the invis.
Yeah, and there we go. We have an unpause coming out, and they're not going to be able to see him.
Yeah.
So Bounty Hunter's going to get away scot-free, get some track gold for killing that Nature's Prophet, and just go on his way like Gol Gondars do. In the meantime, we have let's take a look at the farm.
Dyer's mid tower.
Queen of Pain losing out middle, probably as a result of the support sitting in her lane, as well as Radiant side support harass, and she's under CS'd comparatively. We have a rotation down for the bottom rune. They're gonna sit on it for Gyrocopter to put it in his bottle. Meanwhile, you have the Doom versus Lifestealer argument. Doom still, I mean, it's going to be neck and neck because Lifestealer's going to just now be able to go in the jungle, farm up these jungle creeps, but jungle creeps are worth less than creep waves. So he needs to get some sort of rotation going that he can cover all of the, like, I mean, you can go in basically in a square and try and hit all three of these camps and then just rotate back into the creep wave. And try and maximize your farm, because at this rate, I mean, Doom's looking pretty scary. He hasn't even been touched. He's level 9. And Lifestealer's level 9 too, but I mean, when the late game rolls around and Doom decides he's gonna ult you, okay, well Feast goes off. You can't use Feast anymore. You can't infest for bonus damage. You can't rage to get out of BKBing yourself. It's gonna really depend on the initiation to see whether or not Doom's gonna be able to take down the Lifestealer. And here you see some counter wards coming out. They're gonna get rid of this. They know. Oh, that was an observer ward, so they know that these ancients are getting stacked, but they are not going to know what's going on with it now. You've got a homing missile going out on Queen of Pain, doing some potential harass.
Aghanim's up on Doombringer.
And that's on 11-minute eggs, for frame of reference. 11-minute, 30-second eggs being picked up on Doombringer. They're going to try and use the new patch to great effect. In the meantime, what's Lifestealer have? He almost has his armlet completed. I mean, interestingly enough, he went treads instead of building phase boots. Phase drums. It has been pretty standard for the last couple months now, so it's interesting to see him shy away from that and instead go for treads. Got some pings coming out. They're aware that the rune is bottom. Queen of Pain is going to bottle up this DD, prevent Gyrocopter from picking it up. Homing Missile go out for a little bit of harass, and we got a Shadow Demon exposed in the middle lane. We're going to see Lift, Brain Sap, Shikuchi, and, Track, as well as Janata. Ugh, foreign names giving me fits. And you're going to see Shadow Demon go down in the middle lane. And that was very good gold. We got Fiend's Grip coming out with a call down as well. Fade Bolt's going to come out and take the kill. Queen of Pain getting a little bit too aggressive. Cast range of Fiend's Grip is huge. It's just around 500, I believe, 600. You can very easily cast heroes who think they're safe out, and that is exactly what just happened. And they're going to take this mid tower, and they got 2 track kills as a result of that. Giving the support some much needed farm, giving Gondar some good farm, and of course the Gyrocopter.
Towers taking hits. Radiant structures.
I was trying to make the most of their losses by taking a tower, but they might be able to take it fast enough.
Well, I mean, it looks like they're just going to trade, and Nyx Assassin better be careful. He's going to die from tower aggro. Okay, they were able to take it out. But they're going to trade. I mean, you're making a trade of... Shadow Demon tried to get the deny out, but now he's probably going to pay for it with his life. Disruption coming out to try and defend himself. Telekinesis going out. Sonic Wave coming out as well to try and scare them away. She's going to play aggressively. And Bane's going to be able to go down. Call down being used. They're not careful. Rubik's going to go down as well. The rest of the call down is going to kill Shadow Demon. Doom teleporting in. And Nature's Prophet teleporting in. Unfortunately, Queen of Pain's out of mana. Her 1 point in Shadow Strike is not going to be able to do enough. Except she's going to blink forward. Is she going to get it? And we have a Doom coming out with level death to try and get that kill. In the middle of that, we missed. We have the Doom coming out, dealing damage to the Doom. Bounty Hunter's going to take out the Queen of Pain. She was on pretty low life. Aghanim's, all he has to do is stay next to him, and he's going to keep taking damage. And there's the level death. It's going to take out the Lifestealer. However, we have Janata coming out. Brain Sap. Track. Now on the Doom. They're going to harass him. Nightmare's going to... And there's your Fade Bolt. Nightmare, very good use by Bane of the Nightmare. Very good use of the Aghanims on the Lifestealer. In the middle of all of that, Nyx Assassin was taken out in the river by Gondar, Gondar then rotated in, taking out the Queen of Pain. Lots of action, very good use of the Doom. It's also important to note that Lifestealer died before a lot of those kills happened, so as a result of that, he did not receive any experience from that, and he received less gold. So, very big trades going on. Good plays all around. nice to see some action coming out.
KGT always seems to be at the right place at the right time with the Bane ultis, with the Nightmares, with everything else. The Gyro ultis always seem to be great and landing on more than one target.
And we're going to see Bane actually with his ultimate up, picking up an invis rune. This will be very. They might be able to pick up this Queen of Pain again, considering that the Fiend's Grip is up. Gondar is in. They're waiting. They're waiting for it. Blink in aggressively. Boom. Lift into a Fiend's Grip. Defensive Disruption is going to cancel off the Fiend's Grip, but she's going to get Impale stunned anyway. Even though, is that a stolen? That's a stolen Impale stun. Rubik is going to get purged, and he's going to go down from the purge. Calldown's coming out. Nyx Assassin's going to go down, and Shadow Demon's going to have to retreat. Very good play by KGT, waiting for the Queen of Pain to be aggressive while they have 2 Invis heroes lurking in wait. And really what this is going to boil down to, though, is the Doom versus the the Lifestealer. I mean, they're pretty much, their teams are going 4+1, and so we're going to see a lot of action as a result of that. But this Lifestealer is just going to keep AFK farming. He has his Armlet finished. Doom is going to keep AFK farming. He has his Aghanims and his Midas. It's going to be a good game. I'm interested to see how late it goes.
And then that Gyro has his stack he can farm whenever he wants to farm up his BKB some more.
I mean, and that's another thing. You have Gyro, who has his Ogre Club. You have Gondar, who has his Ogre Club. And Rubik's going to take a fall in the middle lane. Looks like a combination of Level Death, Scorched Earth, and Disruption. Just too much damage for a little Rubik to handle. He is only level 8? Okay. Uh-oh, and they found the Gondar. They don't know where he is anymore, but all they have to do is stay up, and they're gonna leave him go. They don't have any dust. Nyx Assassin does have wards, but the Doom is ticking. Oh, and they found him. Is that a gem? How do they see him? Is he in tower range?
I think the Sentry either in the mid lane, or it might just give vision. I'm not completely sure.
It may. So Doom may give vision of Gondar now. I'm not sure. Again, new patches. Oh goodness, and there's 2 Midases. So Nature's Prophet has a Midas as well, and he's actually picked up the team's mechanism.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
Comparatively speaking, the mechanism is nowhere close on KGT's side.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a 4-man cooldown coming out. Gyrocopter was being used as infest bait. Fiend's Grip coming out on the Doom. Up, Stolen Impale's gonna hit 3. Big Impale. Doombringer's gonna go down. Nyx Assassin may go down as well. Bane does go down from Sonic Wave and Scream of Pain. Queen of Pain isn't gonna be able to take out anybody else. She gets picked up with Telekinesis left. Nature's Prophet is able to TP out of a raging and open wounding Lifestealer, and Nyx Assassin is able to go into Vendetta. And she may be able to. Nope, Nyx is gonna have to retreat. Not enough damage for him. Not enough mana to be able to throw out an Impale stun as well. Big factor in that team fight. Stolen Impale by Rubik, hitting 3 heroes. My goodness, that was huge. Oh, and Gondar's thinking about diving. Nope, he's gonna back off. Just getting the track up on the Nyx Assassin.
This Bane's been really on target though.
I mean, that was a very aggressive play by RDT, going high ground and fighting under the shadow of the Tier 1 tower. I mean, but that cooldown was also huge. It did hit 4 heroes, and it's important to know that the way cooldown operates is that the first rocket of cooldown slows more and deals less damage, while the second rocket of cooldown deals more damage and slows a little bit more. But they were all forced to sit there. What you had some targets to go after, but Lifestealer was Rage. They don't really have the right click. Their right click is Doom.
Lifestealer hopped into Bounty Hunter, and he has Armlet on. Getting ready for something.
He's got a haste rune too. Queen of Pain better be careful. She's really no idea this is coming. He may be searching to Doom. They're looking for the Doom, and they're going to find him. Up, he's going to double back. There it goes. Infest coming out. Janata Strike and Track. Stolen Impale coming out because Rubik gets a movement speed buff, and Doom is not going to be able to do anything about it. And the changes are interesting to him. Yes, the Aghanim Scepter did get a huge buff. Shadow Demon's going to get picked up in the middle lane. Defensive Disruption being used. Nature's Prophet's going to TP in. 2-man cooldown being used. Shadow Demon is still alive. He was able to throw out Soul Catcher, microing away his illusions. Rubik's going to go down, as well as Bane. Doom drops. Nature's Prophet drops as well. Non-stop action going on here. However, in these trades, it's important to note that the Radiant side, KGT, is trading much more favorably, specifically because of the Track Gold. Track Gold is proving out to be huge, and Shadow Demon's going to get tracked up here. He's going to try and hide under his Tier 1 tower, but there's not a whole lot he's going to do. He's going to use an offensive disruption as well as a Soul Catcher, try and throw some Shadow Poisons on him. Demonic Purge coming out, and Rocket's going to hit him in the head. Uh-oh. Gondar may have just gotten too greedy. Sonic Wave coming out, coupling with the Purge, and that's a dead Gondar. And on the flip side, we have Shadow Demon getting slowed up by open wounds, and he's going to get taken out by Lifestealer. And now we have, Doom. Doom is coming out right now. Nightmare being used. Brain Sap taking out the Queen of Pain. Gyrocopter's going to go down, but Fiend's Grip's going to come out now on the Doom. Lifestealer's being holed in by Sprout, but he's going to use his hatchet to get out of there, and Bane is going to be taken out as he is abandoned in the top lane. My goodness, action. Desolator is now finished on Nyx, and it looks like Doom is going Shadow Blade, which he just picked up as well. My goodness.
Well, I thought that teamfight would work out better for KGT if Lifesteal was a little more on his toes. When he was farming top when everyone else was chasing the Shadow Demon, he could have cut him off, but instead he decided to farm the top lane. And that could have caused the teamfight not to be under the tower, but more in like this area here.
Yeah, I got you.
And that could have been a completely different teamfight if that was the case.
Well, I mean, you had Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter was killed solely by the skilled play. Oh, the BKB is finished by Gyrocopter as well. Bounty Hunter was killed solely by the play of the Shadow Demon. Offensive Disruption coupled with Soul Catcher, which is your bonus damage, and then started stacking Shadow Poison on him. Whenever he came out of the Disruption, he Demonic Purged him, forcing him to eat tower aggro over and over and over again. Yeah, what more could you really do as Gondar? I mean, it was an aggressive dive. He assumed that he had Gyrocopter and Nyx watching his back, and just a miscommunication error coming out and costing him his life. Looks like Queen of Pain is also starting up on an Aghanim Scepter. She has the point booster already. She's a decent bit away from it. I mean, you look at the net worth. Nature's Prophet
barely got out.
Nature's Prophet able to get away. He tried to use the Shuriken to try and delay the TP time, but it looks like, they know he's there, but he went into Shadow Walk. Gondor went into Shadow Walk. They're not going to be able to find him. Unless Shadow Demon does have wards. Are they going to throw one down? So, yep, those were
Radiant.
Those were Radiant side wards that I was hearing getting placed. But Nature's Prophet. No, Gondar. Gondar is who I was talking about. Gondar looks like he has a casual Ogre Club, and he looks like he's building an Orchid. And personally, I really like the Orchid pickup. I mean, you do have Queen of Pain, you do have Nature's Prophet, you have a lot of casters on this dire team, and an Orchid would be the #1 way to shut them down. Especially, I mean, Doom, using Scorched Earth, being able to run away, preventing Doom from even using his ultimate. I mean, these are all very valuable things. We see a lot of pings going out on the bottom lane. Yeah, we have an Infest bomb coming out from a Gondar, and there's no way Nature's Prophet is going to be able to deal with that. Some free Treckle coming out. Oh, and Doom's going to throw up Sentry Wards. Doom comes out before they can throw out the Fiend's Grip, but he's going to get burned. Geonotic Strikes coming out, as well as Desolator just dropping the Doom.
And there goes a gem.
Doom does have, I hear, Fiend's Grip going out. Stolen Fiend's Grip. Or something of that nature. Yeah, no, Rubik denied him. Very good play. Queen of Pain coming out. Stolen Sonic Wave coming out and hitting all of RDT. They're going to go down. Wow. Rubik play showing why Rubiks are so violent and so volatile in situations like this. He's been stealing Impales, hitting 3-man Impales. Steals Sonic Wave, hits a 3-man Sonic Wave. And they're going to take a free Tier 2 tower and Roshan as a result of this.
The Bane ulti you heard, I believe he was trying to pull it, but as soon as he pulled it, he got killed, or stunned, or one of the things.
Gotcha. He was interrupted. We have a free Roshan coming out, as I mentioned. Trying to finally finish what I was saying about Doom. I mean, Doom's been fluctuating around over the past 2 years. He now starts off with 1 base armor. Before he had a lot more, and there's your Orchid pickup on the Gondar, being able to counteract a lot of the casters on the RDT squad. But Doom, he has a decent health pool because he's a strength hero, but he doesn't have the armor of an Agi carry to get away with it. I mean, you have a Lifestealer who's dealing bonus damage through Feast, as well as the Desolator, lowering Doom's armor to now -2. I mean, he's going to go down very quickly unless he builds an armor item. I would be predicting a Shiva's possibly being picked up, or maybe an Assault Cuirass to try and improve his overall armor.
And we see Lifesteal closing in the heart, just needs a little bit more gold and he'll have it.
Yeah, he's about 300 gold, and he's going to farm the Ancient stack, or the Ancient camp, excuse me. 880 gold, he needs 200 now. It's 1100 for a Vitality booster. Queen of Pain, on the converse side, nowhere close to getting her Aghanims.
And even if she gets it, she has that danger of Rubik stealing it once again.
Well, what's scary is the fact that Gondar has a silence. I mean, you get these heroes TPing in, and they expect to use their spells. Queen of Pain is a perfect example. Doom is a perfect example. I'm going to run in and doom somebody. I'm going to run in Blink, Scream of Pain, Sonic Wave.
Lifestealer might go on, and Lifestealer and Bounty Hunter might go on the quap here at bottom.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it all game, and now that he has a silence, here we go, Infest Bomb, boom, silence, Janata, Infest coming out, track, and bonus roll.
How about that?
I mean, you can't, the only way to counter it is to buy a gem, and now, with the changes into the game, you buy a gem, it's more expensive, it's 850 gold, Rubik, oh, we have a pause coming out, because Bounty Hunter DC'd, which actually gives me time to explain gem changes, which makes me happy. Rubik has the gem currently. The gem cannot be destroyed anymore. It's there. They're going to have it. And considering that Doom has gone Shadowblade, Nature's Prophet is almost got a Shadowblade himself, it's not looking good. Especially considering that the restock time on the gem, it looks like is about 10 minutes or so. It's not looking good. Lots of Go ahead.
And we see them almost going past the point of no return with like 10,000 gold lead and 12,000 experience lead. It's just going higher and higher for KGT.
Well, and that's even though Rasarit did, they tried to stay together. They tried to clump up. They tried to reject the ability of Gondar. Even though Gondar got shut down, he was able to migrate out and get a gank early. And then he just started getting out of control with the Lifestealer bombs. I mean, you can't see Gondar coming up on you. You're not going to be expecting all the damage, and he's really big team player building an Orchid to counteract all these casters, and Art is now finished on Lifestealer. And the person who's been benefiting the most from that has been the Lifestealer. I mean, we're going to see Track coming out, going to use the Midas, try and get some money. Mech's coming out. He's going to outlive the silence, but even if he's going to whiff on his TP because they don't know where he is, they don't have any reveal. And there's your Janata plus Shuriken Toss. Meanwhile, we have action coming out on the top lane. Doom coming out on the Bane. That's just going to burn him down. Nyx Assassin's going to go in Vendetta to negate the effects of Homing Missile. Nice turnaround. I don't think they were expecting it. But no, Gondar track bonus gold for Lifestealer. He just keeps getting bonus gold and bonus gold and bonus gold on top of being able to farm. And you can see it right now. There's a 5,000 gold lead. We have another pause coming out. This Gyrocopter looks like he's pretty dead. However,
yeah, he's in a bit of trouble.
He's in a bit of trouble here, especially because Doom's coming out. Doom is coming out of Shadow Strike, his Shadow Blade. So he's gonna hit him for bonus damage. He just got mana burned. He just got impaled. He may be able to live with the use of his BKB and the fact that Scorched Earth is on cooldown. So it's gonna be, he might be able to get out of here, but it's not looking too good for him. Especially because if he tries to use Call Down or if he tries to use Rocket Barrage, he's going to get stunned for it by Nyx Assassin for 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 1.8. So Gyrocopter's going to make a tough decision here. Is he going to try and use a spell and hope that the Nyx Assassin impales off cooldown, or is he just going to tank it and be forced to really give it up? Bouncing around while we still have some time, looking at the items real quick. We still have no mech coming out on the Radiant side. The mech was finished on the Nature's Prophet. No sight of a Pipe of Insight on either team. But it's getting closer and closer to the point where this Lifestealer is just going to be able to roll over them with Desolator, Heart, and Armlet.
And Gyrocopter, unless it's in a casual ulti orb, that is going to be a Mantle.
Oh, and there we go. We're going to pop the BKB, but he's just going to get Demonic Purge. And that's the end of Gyro.
And Doom got the kill.
And but what's more important... Oh, Ruby picking up a Blink Dagger. We're going to see some more aggressive play out of him. What's important to note, though, is that Gyrocopter used his 10-second BKB charge. In the meantime, we have Lifestealer going on this.
Destroying the tower.
I'm surprised the Doom didn't go on him. He had just popped Rage, and you're going to see it. He's going to use... He sold his Hatchet finally, and you're going to have Open Wounds come out. Rage is being popped. He's going to man up. Oh, just going to Infest. And come out. Is he going to... Ooh. He realized that he went into a Dire creep instead of a Radiant creep, and he has no mana now. He's going to try and man up on the Doombringer, but Doombringer's just going to run away. Nyx Assassin is going to... No! And they're going to take out the Aegis.
Just getting kited very, very hard.
I mean, and that's the problem with Lifestealer. He now can get kited. especially considering that Open Wounds doesn't have nearly as long of a cast range. We're going to see Shadow Demon get Orchided, picked up, and something stolen. It's going to be the Purge, or the Disruption, excuse me. I thought it was the Demonic Purge. That would have been awful. We're seeing Lifestealer trying to man up, missed it, Pale Stun. He's just going to run in. We're going to have Lifestealer illusions now.
The Dire best do something.
Oh, that was an offensive disruption from Rubik. Now I got it. That's why they started attacking the tower. And everyone's just going to casually back off. They're going to try and take the tier 2 middle tower.
It seems like they're just not they're starting to like slow down a bit, KGT. They're not getting things done. They might have to just start grouping up as 5.
Well, it looks like the Lifestealer is trying to be too aggressive when he doesn't have his team to follow him up. I mean, they just traded an Aegis for nothing, and I technically an Aegis for a tier 2 tower. So, I mean, I guess that's technically a good trade, but Roshan's going to be up in another 5 minutes. If they get taken out, they have to be careful. Because with
Lifestealer, take the bottom lane.
I mean, Lifestealer going down, Lifestealer doesn't have buyback. So you have Nature's Prophet who's doing Nature's Prophet. He's split pushing. He's trying to take towers where he can, understanding, excuse me, that the enemy team has no intention of coming back to try and defend him. And you just have KGD falling back. They're trying to take all the exterior towers, and that's, I mean, honestly, that is what they need to do. They need to take the exterior towers. They need to limit the amount of map control that Rasarit has, and force them into their base. But however, we're going to see Gondar. They know he's there. Oh, then they missed him. They saw Nyx Assassin lurking in the Vendetta, but they're not going to be able to do anything with the Gondar.
He had the risk of getting Doom there. I was surprised he actually went over there.
I mean, most of the time, if you're playing Gondar, a very important trick is to click on all your enemy heroes, see what they have. I mean, none of them, if I'm correct, none of them have reveal. Nope, nope, nope. None of them have reveal. There are no sentries. There are no dust on the Dire side. Right now we have Gondar coming in. They know he's there, and we have a track on the Nyx Assassin, which is actually pretty big. You're not going to see Vendetta strikes out of Cloak dealing some massive bonus damage. Oh, and we have Bane coming in. Oh, using the Fiend's Ray, but it's going to get disrupted to negate it. Doom is going to take out the Bounty Hunter. Big, my goodness. Wow. This Rubik is making some. Mommy, what's for dinner? I think a big plate of Place Son is on the menu for tonight. Calldown was able to hit all 4 heroes. Rubik was able to steal Sonic Wave again and hit all of the heroes, on top of Lifestealer being able to just start bashing away. Big plays by the Rubik being able to steal that, and they're going to lose their axe for it. Do they have Fortify? They do have Fortify. They're going to burn the Fortify while Nyx is raging. And they're just going to keep going. There's nothing holding them back. You have Nyx Assassin coming up in 6 seconds and Shadow Demon coming up in 8. They can't defend this. Nature's Prophet, maybe. They can't defend this. They need Doombringer up, and he's got another 20 seconds. There goes your top Rax. I mean, you have a 15,000 gold lead and equivalently a almost 20,000 experience lead, and they're gonna burn all these spells on this Lifestealer, and he just doesn't care. He's gonna man up and run away. Defensive call down being used. It's gonna stump the gyrocopter, but that's about it. At this time, they need to get out though. There's nothing really left for them.
Yeah, and it looks like RDS is trying to fight to the bitter end. It looks like they might want to go bottom, and ooh, Gyro picks up a Lincoln Spear.
I don't like that pickup, to be honest, because Gyrocopter now has a Lincolns and a BKB. I mean, I can understand him wanting to play very aggressive. We're going to have some action going on here, though. Lifestealer coming out. Nyx Assassin's going to fall to one of these guys. In the meantime, Shadow Demon popping that Ghost Scepter. Nyx Assassin buyback. Nothing else coming out. They're just going to swing over into the mid lane. Nyx is going to try and take out this mid tower. He's going to get Soul Catcher placed on him, so he's taking 50% bonus damage. Scream of Pain coming out. Offensive Blink. Doom in Cloak. See, stalking. This Bane's going to stop for 1 second. Get out of Shadow Blade, and Level Death is going to take him out. Queen of Pain coming in. This Rubik, oh, he just popped. We got a BKB Gondar. It doesn't really matter if you have BKB. They're just going to right-click you down, except we have really really big call-downs hitting all 4 heroes again, and Lifestealer's going to come late to the party and try and clean everybody up. Doom's going to go down. There's a Track Nature's Prophet who might get a missile. Mechanism's going to pop. He's going to be able to get away with it. But they're just going to trade and take the mid-tier 3 tower now.
I think they'd rather push than pick off a Shadow Demon, but it looks like Lifestealer's going for it anyways.
And there you go. Lifestealer playing a little bit too aggressively. Ghost Scepter being used on the Shadow Demon to prevent him from getting right-clicked down. And they're going to be able to hold this because of that dive. Had he not dove the Shadow Demon, he would have been able to get some auto attacks on that tier 3 tower, and he may have been able to take it out. And then there's another gem pickup on the Nyx Assassin. I'm not sure if that was Rubik's gem. Yes, that was Rubik's gem.
Yeah. No, Lifestealer has a Basher up, and that's going to hopefully help him stop people from getting away from him as much.
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons why Shadow Demon is a #1 counter to Lifestealer. It just prevents you from hitting people for 2.5 seconds. Oh, you've popped Rage? Okay, well now that's 2.5 seconds of your Rage that's gone. Oh, you're trying to go on me? I'm just going to use my Ghost Scepter because you have no magic damage. I mean, you're gonna see that Basher transition into an Abyssal Blade for him, and then you really can't get away because it's just a single target stun. Uh-oh, you might have a dead Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon, stop moving. Rubik's gonna pick him up, push him back, and we're gonna have the Fiend Script coming out. Very, very easy kill on the defensive disruption coming out, and boom. One flat cannon shot was all that it took. And the ward's gonna get countered as well. I really don't like this Lincoln Sphere pickup on the Gyrocopter. He already has a BKB. I mean,
now he's going Butterfly. He's trying to evade as much damage as he can in any way possible.
But you could put so many other things in there instead of the Lincolns. I mean, you could have had a finished Butterfly already, and you could have had a Helm of the Dominator on top of it.
Yeah.
Like
it's overall seems like a bad choice.
It's just really defensive. I mean, I can understand if you're trying to stay alive, but in these team fights, he's had no trouble staying alive with just the BKB. Necronomicon coming out from Nature's Prophet. He's going to be trying to split push away, but we have Blinking. Oh boy, Blink coming in, lifting the Doom, taking him onto the low ground, and he's dead. Janata coupled with Infest and Nyx right-clicking you. It's just too much for them to handle. Got BKBs coming out, Doom being used on, and Gondor's dead. And we're maybe Gyro gonna go down as well. Level Death not able to do anything because the multiplicative factor coming out, not enough. Queen of Pain getting lifted, Rubik going down from the Scream. He's got it, he has the, no, never mind, he's going down. He was evading damage very well there. Queen of Pain coming back in, Bane's gonna take a fall. And there goes your Lincolns. Alright, you negated one source of damage, but now you have to deal with all these other sources of damage. Soulcatcher coming out, bonus damage. They're chasing. Are they going to be able to pick him off? We got a second tick of Shadow Poison. Not enough, even with Soulcatcher's amplified damage. Nature's Prophet trying to catch him with a Shadow Blade. He's so close! He's in Sprout range. He's just going to TP ahead, try and catch him. But and this is good. There's your Sprout, and Lincoln's call down being used to try and take out. Not going to be able to do anything about that. But you have a 5-for-0 trade. At the end there, it was very good play of Gyrocopter. He's just trying to run around and waste as much time as possible, preventing the Dire team from counter-pushing him.
It wasn't a 5-for-0 though. It was actually a 5-for-1, and then Doom bought back.
Doom
and
bought
as
back.
soon as
That's
he
right.
bought back, the team fight turned around for the worse for KGT.
I mean, they're playing a little too aggressive going high ground. And Doom, and there you go. Doom has bought plate mail. He has the recipe for Shiva's Guard. All he needs now is the magic wand, which he just may not have the money for straight up, considering his buyback. Necronomicon level 2 being... Oh, he finished it! Shiva's Guard is up, as well as having the Sonic Wave upgrade from Agoniv's on the Queen of Pain, now dealing more damage and lowering to a 40-second cooldown. Oh, and I like this play. Doom, you don't see it very often, but Doom was sitting in the fountain, and he was regenerating mana, but he wasn't regenerating mana fast enough, so he dropped his int items to try and regen that mana faster. Very good play. I love seeing it when it happens, and you don't see it enough.
You see it on some professionals, they'll do it when they're bottle charging even. I see it when like Dendi plays Skywrath Mage. The mana is so important that you drop your Staff of Wizardry or your No Talisman, regen the mana, and then pick it back up.
And the key is understanding how it works. Whenever you are regenerating mana and you receive an item that gives you more mana, the same goes with health. Whenever you receive an item that gives you more mana, it raises your total mana by the amount. But in addition to that, it increases your total mana pool that you have, like available mana, by a percent of what it already was. So if you have 75% mana and you get an item that gives you more mana, you will still have overall 75% of your mana. And so by dropping the items, you're lowering your overall total mana pool, And as a result of that, you have less mana to regenerate. So whenever you pick the items back up, you then have 100% of the mana faster. And the same thing goes for health. You'll see, occasionally you'll see supports, and we saw it in our first cast on Tuesday. Supports will go both Tranquil Boots and Mana Boots. So that way they're able to get the best of both, and they can regen one or the other accordingly. But in the meantime, we're going to look at our CS. 250 on the Lifestealer. There are tons of CS coming out for him. And that's pretty scary, considering Queen of Pain has been floundering. Her total worth is sitting at not anywhere near what it should be, 8,000. Comparatively, the Gyrocopter has 17,000 net worth. Just completely outclassing the Queen of Pain in terms of farm. You look around, then you have the Doombringer next, who was in the beginning, farming as hard as the Lifestealer was, but he just started pulling away as I mean, they started getting those track kills, and he just pulled away, and that's all there is to it. Gondar was able to come into his own as well because of all the track kills. He was able to get track gold and track gold and track gold, and now he's even become a factor with his Orchid and BKB. It looks like he's building his own Desolator as well.
I guess it's really worth building that second Desolator because of the Shiva's Guard.
We're going to see the Butterfly get finished up on the Gyrocopter. So it's going to be a pain in the butt to really take out this Gyrocopter now. You may be seeing an MKB next item coming out from the Doom. Only one of the only things that penetrates it. However, if they Doom the Gyrocopter, he'll be silenced, as well as being, I don't know what the term is, but he won't be able to use his items, so that technically will be negated. In the meantime, we have Bounty Hunter stalking, he's looking around, he wants to get a
He has
track.
Lifestealer in him.
Yeah, and we see him moving up. This is not good. He's gonna, oh, he has the gem. They have the gem. They're gonna find him. Nyx, he's gonna just go on him. They're gonna try and take him out. Doom is on the Bounty Hunter. He's dropping. Unfortunately, Queen of Pain gets bashed out by the Lifestealer. Shiva's Guard coming out. Nature's Prophet going down. Queen of Pain buying back. Fiend's Grip being used. Doom going down. Shadow Demon going down. Queen of Pain getting burned. Not a whole lot they can do here. Nightmare being used on the Nyx Assassin, taking. Bane's gonna drop, and they're just chasing away. Blink stolen by Rubik. Defensive disruption. Rubik's gonna fall. We got the missile coming in. It's gonna hit him. Queen of Pain gets taken out again by just the sheer amount of damage that Lifestealer's dealing, and he's gonna rage and try and walk out of this. Shadow Demon, unfortunately, is just gonna get stalked by the Gyrocopter until his Ghost Scepter, wears off, and then Flat Cannon's gonna take him out. And I think we may have our GG here.
Yep.
And the GG is called.
And it was a really good game. 38 minutes in.
I mean, the Radiant farm just became too much. Lifestealer is too fat. And both times there, he went on Queen of Pain and got a first hit bash. And that's huge. And we have a Rubik buyback. In the meantime, we have to stick around in the lobby until the fountain blows up and your Abyssal Blade is now finished on your Lifestealer. Big plays coming out by the Lifestealer. I mean, he just became an overwhelming force that you couldn't do anything about. You just see how much raw damage it does, and the fountain explodes.
And the supports played amazing. Rubik and Bane were always, in the most part, in great positions. Rubik was always on his toes, blinking in, getting amazing steals and amazing pickoffs.
Yes, that is very true. Alright guys, we're going to take a quick break while we set up the next game. Game 1 goes to KGT, and we'll have Game 2 up shortly.